Oh, good morning. It's Wednesday morning. We're back at the church and we're back to Matthew today. Matthew 25:14 through 30. It will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them and made 5 talents more. So also he who had 2 talents made 2 talents more. But the one who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he also who had the 2 talents came forward, saying, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Here I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also who had received the 1 talent came forward, saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant, you know that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Well, what are we supposed to do with this parable? We've all heard it 100 times. I think, first of all, let's get a little confusion out of the way. A talent in the Greek world, is a measure of silver. It's an amount of money. It's a weight. So it's not anything. It has nothing to do with, I have a talent for reading, or I have a talent for speaking, or I have a talent for art or football. It's an amount of money. So he gave one $500 and one $200 and one $100. And the 5 and the 2, they invested it and doubled it. The 1 just hid the money away. Probably put it in one of our bank accounts, with the 0.10 interest, at 2 cents a year. Anyway, the master rewards those who had invested his money and doubled it, and scolds the man who did nothing and said, well, you at least should have put it in the bank and gotten some interest. As it was, you're worthless, and throws him into the outer darkness. And so this parable says to us, God has given us abilities and things, and we should use them in his kingdom. And if we don't, then we're wasting the gifts that are ours, and we shouldn't be wasting things like that. So there's that. There's some language in there about from he who has, what he has will be taken away. So there's a judgment aspect to this parable, and the wicked servant is finally cast into the outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. So that this is a punishment, and we're all supposed to be terrified of this punishment and not engage in things like that man did, so that we end up being punished. There's some of that in Jesus' preaching, urging people to be faithful and obedient and do what they can with what they have. I've always said stewardship is what you do with what you have. Whether you have a lot or a little, it doesn't matter. It's what you do with it that matters. And so let's keep that in mind as we enter a new year and we all start thinking about New Year's resolutions and new things that we want to do. How are we going to go about them, and what are we going to do? These are all important questions. How do we live our lives concretely on the ground on Monday and Wednesday and Friday? What do we do every day that is faithful to the gospel and faithful to God? There's so many things that come into play there that I'm not going to get into this morning, but think about that, and let's all have a great Wednesday out there. It's warm and it's raining and it's wonderful, and I hope you have a great day on this. What is this? Fourth day of Christmas or fifth, something in there. Anyway, have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.